Hey guys, I've been ice climbing for over a dozen years and changed my rack several times. First screws I bought belong in a museum and I wish I found them to demonstrate what it was like to climb in the dark ages. They were probably as old as my grandfather, but younger than my ice tools. Since then, I updated my gear multiple times and also advanced my skills. I am here to share what's on my rack and to review ice screws, which to me seem as important as your choice of ice tools as well as your choice of your climbing partner. I climbed on Grivel, Petzl, and Black Diamond screws over the course of last 10 years. My rack was mostly composed of Petzl laser lights and Black Diamond Express screws till Black Diamond came out with their own version of the ultralights. Since I'm a wannabe alpinist, I do a lot of climbing on long ice routes where saving weight is important. But so is the durability and ease of placement. If the ice screw bites well and is easy to place, you spend a lot less energy fiddling with gear while your hands are going numb. So obviously picking ice screws that are quick to place as well as light is what I want and what you want too. However, when you look at different websites, every screw company is claiming their product is the quickest to bite into ice. First, I will discount the claim from Grivel. Some guy named Stevie House says, "My everyday ice screw. Nothing places better or faster in every ice condition. Sharp, strong, secure." All screws are sharp, strong, and secure. This Steve person obviously hasn't climbed very much. Just kidding. But for me personally, 360 didn't feel so much easier to place that I would rather have a weird racking system and a heavier set. 360s aren't as weird if all your screws are of the same brand and model, but I personally had other brands on my rack and Grivel's felt out of place. They are also more expensive than competitors. 720s look interesting as an option, but they are $100, which is almost double of what Blue Ice Arrows are on a current sale. Which brings me to last year when I found a Blue Ice Arrows light screw on a snow ledge while soloing a popular ice climb. I started using it, mixed with my rack of Black Diamond ultralights and express screws, and ended up updating my whole rack about a week ago. Let me tell you why. I am not supported by any of these brands and want to share my thoughts and observations simply for the benefit of whoever is considering their options. Today I will compare specs and provide own review of ice screws from leading brands such as Black Diamond, Petzl, Grivel, and Blue Ice. Let's find out which one tops my list, even though I gave away my answer already. First up, Black Diamond. Known for their reliability, the Express is the steel model which became the gold standard on most racks, especially if you usually don't worry about saving weight on high altitude mountain missions. Ultralight model is what I switched from Petzl ultralights because they are lighter in my experience and were easier to place versus the aluminum ultralight offering by Petzl, which is a surprise because Petzl makes very good ice climbing gear otherwise. Black Diamond ultralights are also known for a problem that came up for multiple users. Tips are composed of steel and at times separate from the rest of the screw. It doesn't sound like a surprise I'd enjoy a difficult pillar, though the probability of it is slim. These are the second lightest screws on the market after Blue Ice aluminum option. Both Black Diamond, Grivel, and Petzl make great screws, but Blue Ice, the underdogs in this comparison, offer the lightest steel screw on the market as well as the lightest aluminum option, which in my opinion bites into the ice quicker than other screws I tried, especially all the other aluminum options. Let's compare prices as of end of November 2023 and also their weight. Blue Ice Arrow Light is currently about $64 and their 16 centimeter option is 72 grams, which compared to their 16 centimeter Arrow option is 100 grams for a steel ice screw. This is amazing. Petzl Laser Speed are about $65 at the moment, and their 17 centimeter option is 143 grams. Speed Light are 81 grams in 16 centimeter option, which is pretty damn light too. Black Diamond Express you can get for about $50, and their 16 centimeter option is 146 grams. And Grivel 360s in 16 centimeter option are about 169 grams and $80. 720 Speedy by Grivel is $100, and their 16 centimeter option is 172 grams, including carabiner and the sling, which is pretty cool. So this is what I used to have, the Black Diamond Ultralights, and this is what I updated to. So here is my verdict. And for this special occasion, I even cut my hair myself so I could afford more gear. My wife said it's a little patchy, but at this point in my life, who do I really have to impress? New screws are so much more important, and I may have to start fasting again. Couple dollars here and couple dollars there, and I may justify a new set of offset cams. But let me get to the point. So here we go. Choosing between modern top-of-the-line screws is similar to trying to decide between driving a Mercedes-Benz, Tesla, and a BMW. Cars that bottom feeders like me will never be able to afford, mainly because I blow all my money on gear and expeditions. All of the modern screws are better options than what was available on the market 10 to 20 years ago. At the time when people were already cranking out Water Ice 6 and 7 routes. So any of these screws will do the job. However, I personally, after climbing on most of the modern stuff, believe that Blue Ice lineup bites into the ice quicker and will allow me to decrease the weight of my rack. Having a rack that you love is a huge mental boost, at least for me. And in my honest opinion, makes ice climbing experience more enjoyable in general. Maybe it's just me, but I have looked at the gear other people have and thought to myself, I wish I could have that. My wife probably looks at other husbands around and thinks the same thing. But let's get back to the ice screw. I did not know about Blue Ice screws till last year, and many of you might have not heard of them either. So if you are in the market to get new ice climbing gear, maybe see if one of your friends have some and could give you their 2 cents, maybe let you touch them. Although don't get your hopes up, they are precious. I certainly wouldn't let anyone touch them. When I'll climb, I'll wrap and clean them myself. So I bought 2 7-centimeter screws for special occasions when you're talking to God, 2 10-centimeter ice screws, and 4 13-centimeter screws in the steel version. So slightly heavier than aluminums, but very nice to have for cruxy sections when you want to put something in very fast. In the even lighter aluminum version, the Eros Light, I bought 3 13s, 3 16s, and also 2 larger ice screws for V-threads mainly, and maybe use with an anchor. So it's a 19 and a 22. I would still use ultralight Black Diamond screws as well as Petzl, especially if you get a good deal on them. I took too long making this video, and Blue Ice screws actually went off the sale that they were on. So your hobo dreams are not meant to be. I'm sorry. Screws generally get worse at biting into the ice with age, so a new rack is nice to have, though not essential, especially if you're learning. Do a lot of top roping and maybe even some muck leading before you jump on the sharp end. Ice climbing is not a place where you want to push your limits, and you don't know what you don't know, which is a lot in case of a beginner. So take your time. On about 5th year of climbing ice, I soloed a famous ice climb called the Widow's Tears, which is longest route in lower 48 supposedly. No tagline, no way to bail, some Black Diamond Cobras, and sketchy thin ice with a couple exciting Water Ice 5 pitches. More exciting without a rope. Today, I think it was perhaps one of my biggest mistakes in climbing. Though I never was out of control, I took a much greater risk than I should have at the time with the experience that I had, and I gave myself no way out. I didn't know what I didn't know. Today, I wouldn't have done that, for sure. So take your time, Keep your ego in check. Do a ton of top roping. I still do, especially in the early season. But back to the screws. I was also told aluminum blue ice screws have the same occasional problem as black diamond screws, with the steel tips falling off. However, in my opinion, the probability of it happening with you or with me is very small, and these brands will cover their replacement with their warranty. So to me, this is not at all as scary as a failure of, let's say, a front point on your crampons. I would also be interested to test out the Greville 720s and would be curious to see the weight comparison to Blue Ice, as well as practicality of use and racking. But I'm saving for those offset cams and don't think I'll have the disposable income to afford $100 screw. Would they be interested to hear what you guys think? And if you have played around with other screws or brands and found them to be superior in some way. I will keep climbing on this rack throughout the winter, and if there is a change to my opinion in the future, I will share that information with you in another video. Remember, no gear and no training is gonna help you if you do not have the drive, desire, and if you don't practice your skills by doing a lot of mileage on ice, which can be done with a top rope anchor and requires very little gear. Also, the best screws won't help you if you don't stay safe by being conservative in the backcountry, especially as a climber with no training in avalanche terrain. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video as a way of saying thank you, and maybe even share it with your friends. I will try to release tips, reviews, and other content more often. See you on the next adventure. I also included affiliate links for your convenience if you want to research these screws farther or purchase some. And if you do, I will get a small commission. So thank you and have a great rest of your night.